This what if was requested by the Ultimate Meme Lord on what if Goku was female. The first major change would be either of her names being more feminine, but I'll use the original ones for simplicity. Gohan would still tutor her in the tenets of Buddha, but with additional etiquette to ensure she's a well-mannered girl. Still, not by enough urinating outside would be below her, so her path goes the same until Bulma appears. Goku's personality and actions would be very much the same beyond being more familiar with the difference between males and females, with the biggest change being no betrothal to Chi-Chi. Things go close enough to usual until she practices Shugyo alongside Krillin under Muten Roshi, with Krillin getting a crush on her. The other major change that occurs is being impressed at the personality of his best friend's granddaughter. Yumao sees it as a good idea for Chi-Chi to train alongside her, to keep this friendship generational. Again, the currently fickle Krillin has his eye on both. Chi-Chi beats Lanfan to get past the preliminaries, but isn't able to match Namor, with the Budokai otherwise going the same, beyond Yamcha having an awkward conversation about his lie to her. After it, Chi-Chi joins Goku when wishing to find someone she can be betrothed to, dealing way more damage to Krillin than what he received in the tournament. Her new strength and deadly helmet help make the events in Muscle Tower go a lot smoother, as well as being the one to defeat the pirate robot by decapitating it. Her helmet blade and laser then severely injuring Blue, to the extent he fails to escape the cave. When Tao Pai Pai appears, Chi-Chi is also a target for him, and she has nothing to protect herself from being assassinated, giving Goku even more motivation to improve. Aside from a possible encounter with Colonel Violet, due to it taking longer for her to get the Dragonball without Blue stealing the radar, events go the same until Shenlong is summoned, in which the wish is instead to revive all victims of Tao Pai Pai. Chi-Chi then returns home after things have proven too dangerous for her, and the events go the same until the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. It's in gratitude at having been revived thanks to her, and seeing Goku grown up, that Krillin confesses his feelings, to which Goku accepts. Chi-Chi has no reason to compete, with Goku instead getting a far less notable opponent in the quarterfinals, and then leaving with Krillin once winning, not having Gyumao's fortune to rely on. Goku and Krillin live at Kame House, and Krillin gets his police job far earlier. Goku not being one minded for typical wifely roles, Krillin plays an active role in childcare for Gohan, while Goku spars regularly with him. Both interested in Gohan's talent, he spars with them eventually, but not by enough to drastically aid their ki cultivation, when he's still very much one who detests fighting, instead finding interest in the peacekeeping aspect of his father's job. As for Chi-Chi, she eventually wonders how Upa is doing, and upon revisiting Karinto, forms a relationship with him and adjusts to his tribal lifestyle. Events with Raditz and preparing for the Saiyans go the same, with Krillin having extra motivation to improve when helpless to have stopped Piccolo taking Gohan. This far greater bond between Krillin and Gohan makes Gohan even angrier at Nappa for injuring him, but not by enough to change much. The battle then goes the same, as does the aftermath, beyond a lack of objection to Gohan going to Namek. The major divergence on Namek is Gohan's rage whenever Krillin is injured, becoming angry enough to either compete with or defeat Rikum before Goku arrives, and then, seeing Frieza impale Krillin, Gohan's rage is so great that he transforms into a Super Saiyan and obliterates Frieza before he can go into his true form. Vegeta still returns to Earth when determined to surpass the Super Saiyan, and Goku spars regularly with Gohan until the heart virus takes her. Gohan is able to utilize his rage to the extent Kuririn's death is yet again able to change things, with 17 and 18 being destroyed. Kuririn is revived after a trip to Namek, with Gohan then balancing Shugyo and studies in his aim to be a police officer or attorney. Vegeta continues training as usual, with how even the Super Saiyan had been surpassed by a sudden threat, and Piccolo fuses with Kami, when seeing seen it as necessary to keep up. Events in the Buu arc then go the same beyond Krillin choosing to stay at the Budokai to secure his son's finances, until arriving at Babdi's spaceship, where Dabra's unprecedented power has Goku take Gohan into the room of spirit and time, for them both to become far stronger, and Gohan masters Super Saiyan and achieves Super Saiyan 2, it being just enough to defeat Dabra and stop Babidi. When the 26th Tenkaichi Budokai occurs, Videl enters and wins in order to keep her family's finances afloat. For Super, Beerus still wakes up and asks about the Super Saiyan God, the Dragon Balls being used to bring any pure-hearted Saiyans to Earth, which causes Tarbell and Broly to take Goku and Vegeta's places, the latter having not gone through enough to entirely remove his evil nature. Gohan becomes the Super Saiyan God, and agrees to be tutored by Whis. Sorbet attempts to invade Namek, but he and his forces are wiped out by a fused Namekian savior, who had also defeated Cold, much like in another scenario I've done. Broly requests his father be brought to Earth, but enough time around the Dragon Team convinces him not to follow Paragus' orders to attack Vegeta the next time he's on Earth, with Paragus gradually moving on from revenge when seeing the hopeful future for the Saiyans Earth can provide. In the tournament against Universe 6, the roster is Gohan, Piccolo, Vegeta, Broly, and Monaka, with Gohan taking Goku's place. Events go the same apart from a Vegeta with far less experience needing Super Saiyan 2 to defeat Frost, and Gohan defeating Hit outright. Zamasu still goes ahead with the Zero Mortal plan as Gohan Black, but without another Zamasu to heal him, he wouldn't go far with Beerus becoming aware of foul play, and the gods becoming aware enough of one targeting them that Toppo stonewalls Zamasu completely. The far less advanced Zero Mortal plan leaves Dende alive to revive Gohan, but the wish from the Super Dragon Balls being something he can't override forces Gohan to live in Zamasu's body, and not enough pure-hearted Saiyans forcing Goku to be revived on Namek, with no trace of the heart virus in her body, before Broly is made to achieve the form. The Tournament of Power never occurs, nor do any of the major events in Super until Super Hero, where Gohan and Goku, being far weaker, causes Orange Piccolo to defeat both Gammas, and no Cell means no Cell Max. Speaking of which, Cell would eventually be unleashed, and have far greater power, including Dabra's cells. Still, Gohan or Piccolo would be strong enough to defeat it, without anything capable of Cell becoming perfect. For GT, Gohan's tutelage of Pan would have both of them make good use of their potential, allowing for them to oppose Baby when he eventually comes to Earth, and avoid getting possessed through injury. Should the evil dragons show up, it would be late enough for both of them to have brought out almost all their latent power, and Gohan encouraging others to do the same with his book Groundbreaking Science, assuring the future remains in good hands. It's in the scenario that we see how lacking a Y chromosome would drastically affect how Goku related to other characters, though with a lack of major change to Goku's personality, showing how their character traits are so integral to them. Thank you for having watched through this What If, comment any requests for one, or any Dragon Ball video, and subscribe to not miss it. Be sure to check out this playlist of older ones, and if interested in one on someone else getting the Rule 63 treatment, check out this one on Gohan.